Hello again. For this video, I'm going to talk about the little reading and the video that I gave you to watch about Endgame by Samuel Beckett. I already kind of gave you the instructions for that in the reading drama video, but you should read that little excerpt, those couple of pages from the play, watch the video, post in that discussion thread, and then you can come back here and watch this video. Where I'm trying to break down just like what I wanted you guys to get out of reading the part of the play and then watching it be performed and stuff. So I don't think I have all that much to say, so I'm going to try to keep it short. But okay, so first of all, I'm just going to read the very beginning here of like the setting that they describe to us. So it says, bare interior, gray light. Left and right, high up, two small windows, curtains drawn. Front right, a door. Hanging near the door, its face to wall, a picture. Front left, touching each other, covered with an old sheet, two ash bins. Center in an armchair on casters, covered with an old sheet, Ham. Motionless by the door, his eyes fixed on Ham, cloth, very red face, brief tableau. So that's the setting. So what do you guys see when you read that? What are these? Maybe particularly, it says, okay, so we have covered with an old sheet, two ash bins covered with a sheet. So what does that look like? So I guess we have a room. It says that it's bare, so there's I guess not a lot of furniture, not a lot of stuff on the walls or anything, except for a picture that is turned around facing the wall. So what does that look like? If we took a picture, like my picture over here, if it was flipped around, what does that look like? I guess just kind of like, I don't know, like cardboard or something, or just black or whatever. You can't see anything. It's just the back of the frame. So we have that on a wall. We have these two, I guess, garbage can looking things, but they're covered with a sheet. You have a guy sitting in an armchair in the middle. He's also covered with a sheet. So like, just think about what it means to actually picture all of this. I want you to think about what this room actually looks like. What color are the walls? It says there's two windows with curtains drawn. What does that look like? It's just that I just think it's so easy with a play to just kind of like scan through all that. Like your eyes are looking at the words, but you're not really thinking about it, and you just get through that and you go, okay, whatever, we're in a room. Just to get the full experience of a play, you have to actually be picturing all of this stuff. So this is a pretty weird scene that we actually have. A picture facing the wall, garbage cans, I guess, with a sheet on it, a guy sitting in a chair with a sheet over him. So just, again, you got to really imagine this stuff to get the full experience of a play. Okay, and then I want to read some of the stuff that this other guy, Clove, one of our characters, I just want to read some of the stage direction for him. So this is all before we get any dialogue, right? Still on the first page. It says, Clove goes and stands under window left. Stiff, staggering walk. He looks up at window left. He turns and looks at window right. He goes and stands under window right. He looks up at window right. He turns and looks at window left. He goes out, comes back immediately with a small stepladder, carries it over, sits down under window left, gets up on it, draws back curtains. He gets down, takes 6 steps towards window right, goes back for ladder, carries it over, sits it down under window right, gets up on it, draws back curtain. He gets down, takes 3 steps towards window left, goes back for ladder, carries it over, sits it down under window left, gets it up on it, looks out of the window, brief laugh, gets down, takes 1 step towards window right, goes back for ladder, carries it over, and sits down under window right, gets up on it, looks out of window, brief laugh. So let's just stop there. So what happened? What did this look like? How long did it take? What is he actually doing? So I guess we have, he's basically just walking back and forth between the windows. But again, to get the full experience of a play, you have to remember what the setting looks like. Keep that image in your mind of the setting that we have here. This bare room, the guy in the middle in the chair, the garbage cans, the windows, the picture against the wall, backwards. And now we have him just kind of like, he walks over towards one window, goes back for the ladder, brings the ladder over to the window, gets up on the ladder, looks out the window, goes back down, walks over to the other window, then he forgot the ladder, has to go back and get the ladder, brings the ladder over to this window, gets up on it, looks out of that window. So it's just so easy, like I've been saying, and really I guess this is the whole point of this little exercise, is that when we read it, I don't feel like we normally really picture the stuff happening when we read the stage direction for a play. So you just really got to push yourself in terms of, expanding your imagination. you know, to actually see all of this stuff really happening, see the guy walk back from one window, then he goes to the other, back to the first window, then he goes to the left window, then he gets up on a ladder and looks at it, then he comes back down, and then he carries it over. So again, just to actually picture this stuff, I think is a different experience than how we normally, might read it, where we just kind of scan through, okay, whatever, I don't care what he's doing. And then another thing that I think I asked you about was this brief laugh. So I think that's an interesting one. Like a brief laugh. What does that sound like? So in the other video, I was talking about when you're reading a play like this, how you kind of have to be the director and make these sorts of decisions when you're imagining it in your head. What does this brief laugh sound like? Is it, like a normal chuckle? Like, I'm not a good actor. I can't do a chuckle. Is it just like a normal kind of kind of like chuckle laugh? Is it like a crazy brief laugh? I don't know. I don't know. Do a crazy laugh. Is it a scary laugh? Does he sound delusional? Is it a normal just kind of chuckle? Is it like what does it sound like exactly? Because all that we have on the page is brief laugh. So how does that actually manifest itself? Now you can watch the video, or you probably have watched the video by now, so you see how the kid does it, and it's just kind of like a ha ha. It's kind of a thing like that. So I guess it is kind of more creepy, weird, scary than just like a regular chuckle. But that was a decision they had to make, right? The director of the play in the video that we watched had to tell the actor, do the laugh like this, or however he does it. um, so again, just to drive home the point of how we have to really picture this stuff and kind of the decisions that we have to make when all that we have is the words on the page, when we're not actually watching a video of it, we have to, construct that video as best as we can in our own heads. Okay, so last thing I want to talk about here is like some of the dialogue. So I'll just start at the beginning. It says from Clove, fixed gaze tonelessly. So fixed gaze tonelessly. Finished. It's finished. Nearly finished. It must be nearly finished. Is that what it is? Did I do it right? I'm not a good actor. But again, what does it mean for him to say something tonelessly? What does that sound like in your head? How do you incorporate that stage direction into your reading of the play? These are all things that we have to think about. And another thing that's interesting here, there's in between like almost all of the dialogue on the parts that I gave you, in between the dialogue, it has a pause. So like I'm looking at page 9 from the little excerpt that I gave you. It says, "Can there be misery? He yawns, loftier than mine." So, can there be misery? Oh, loftier than mine. or something. And then after that, a pause. Well, how long is that pause? I feel like normally we would just read, oh, pause my father, pause my mother, and we would just kind of keep going. Something that I've always done, and maybe this is going a little too far, but when I read pause, I kind of do try to keep my attention there for a second. Can there be misery loftier than mine? No doubt, formerly, but now, and then it says pause. So I kind of try to like leave my eyes there for a second. My father, pause. My mother, pause. My dog, so when I'm reading that, I try to like leave my eyes on the word pause just for a second and not like skip down as fast as I normally would to try to create, the experience of there being a pause there for my own reading brain. So I don't think I have too much more to say about this. I think when you watch the video, I wonder, and I guess I'll find out through discussions. But I wonder how what the video synced up with what you imagined when you just read it by yourself. I think when students usually just read this excerpt, they're like, I have no idea what was going on. If I ask them what did the place look like, they usually don't remember, or they're like, well, it was kind of just a bare room. It's in a room, I guess. There's trash cans. I don't know. There's guys there. They're looking out the window. But I feel like usually, my experience, when I have students just read this, they don't really get that much out of it. They don't really picture it. They're not really sure what happened. They just kind of find it confusing. But then when we watch it and we actually have to sit there and look at the actor go back and forth between the windows, and it takes him like minutes. It takes a long time for him to carry the step ladder and go back for the step ladder and go up on it, look out the window. He gives the brief laugh. So I'm just hoping that by reading this a little bit and probably not getting that much out of it, when you first read it and being confused by it, and then when you watch it and you kind of see like how they're following all the stage directions. That's one of the things that I like about that video. You know, it seems like it's kind of like a high school production or something. It doesn't look super professional, but I think they do follow the stage direction like almost to the letter. You know, so when it says you know, he looks into the bin, brief laugh, he closes the lid. Same with the other bin. So when it says like same with the other bin, this is when I think it says like he opens the lids and he looks in and he laughs, and then it says same with the other bin. So all it says is same with the other bin, but you have to actually imagine him. Okay, now he goes to the other one, he picks it up, he looks in there, he gives the same weird laugh, and then he does something else. So yeah, I think that's kind of all that I wanted to get out of this. It's just to try to drive home you guys like what it means to be reading a play and the kind of like imaginative work that we have to try to do as we're reading it. I think plays put more of a burden on us as a reader than a short story does. Because a short story will just come out and tell you whatever you need to know. If there's something in the character's head, they'll just come out and tell you, well, this is what they were thinking. But with a play, we really have to be imagining all of it, playing like super close attention, staying engaged with it. If we're going to get the full experience, if it's going to be enjoyable, and if we're going to, you know, really understand everything that's happening. So, yeah, I hope you guys got that out of reading the little bit from Endgame and then watching the performance of it. All right, I think that's it for this video. Just again, trying to prepare us for reading a play and you know having a good experience with it. And I'll say again, so this end game thing, we're not writing about this play, right? This was just for me to do this little thing for us to get used to reading plays and stuff. So you don't have to worry about that too much. We're going to be reading another play, and Butterfly. It is up there for homework. I'm asking you to read Act 1 of that play. So by next Monday, you should have started reading it. All right, that's it for this video. More coming soon.